The Book Visitors by Barney Beard. This book was written for Melody and Charlie, two special children in the process of becoming magnificent adults. Both are unique, one of a kind. I have one overriding passion. I want to pull back the curtain of a window in your mind, a window entirely of your own creation, a window with the most spectacular view of all. And as you stand before that marvelous panorama in amazement, I will know by the look on your face the breathtaking vista before you will never be forgotten. This will be the moment of my consummate joy. An author's wish. I hope one day C.S. Lewis will read my book. When he's finished, he'll look up, smile, and say, "Not bad. Not bad at all. Do you mind if I keep it?" This book is dedicated to the memory of my dear friend, Patsy Benavente, who, like her name suggests, welcomed me into her life and taught me the meaning of whimsy. Foreword. I encouraged Melody and Charlie to write this book about their adventure when they went through the bow window backwards and met Twyla. It's only fair they do the writing, since this story is mostly about them. Writing about their adventure will be a good way for them to get some writing practice. Everything you read after this will be in Charlie and Melody's own words. I think you'll enjoy their story tremendously because they're young, healthy, and their minds work so much better than mine. I loved their story, and besides, they're both Knights of the Order of the Calamari. Enjoy. Grandfather Barney. The Book Visitors. Chapter 1. The Brick Wall. Our adventure began when Charlie and I were sitting on the red brick wall in front of Grandpa's little yellow house using our imagination. It was the first morning of our summer vacation. Here's what happened. We were outside waiting for Grandpa to finish preparing our breakfast because our parents wouldn't allow us to put one foot in Grandpa's kitchen. Our parents didn't want us anywhere near the bow window. We were outside enjoying the morning. I was reading. Charlie was watching the birds and squirrels. We were sipping hot chocolate with little marshmallows floating on top. I was sitting on the red brick wall reading a book Grandpa had suggested. Charlie, who is an avid reader and always curious about books, asked me about it. "What you reading, Melody?" Charlie asked. "Anne of Green Gables," I answered. "It's one of the best books ever." "How do you know? You've only read a few pages," Charlie said. "I know it's good because it's one of Grandpa's Some of the Right Books. Grandpa said I would enjoy it because of how the main character uses her imagination." Grandpa's right. I like thinking about silly things. I enjoy inventing stories using my imagination. "Do you know what I've been imagining, Charlie?" "No," Charlie answered. "How could I know what you're thinking? Everybody's imagination is different." I leaned over and looked Charlie right in the eye, nose to nose, and I whispered as if it was a secret. "Charlie, I've been imagining it would be fun to go inside books and talk to the characters and chat with the authors. Can you imagine that, Charlie? Magically going inside of books would give tremendous scope for imagination." Charlie didn't say anything. He was thinking about what I said as he stared up at Grandpa's spaceship bird feeder. He slurped his chocolate. Charlie is a good listener. He always thinks before he speaks. That's one of the reasons I like Charlie so much. He listens to me when I'm talking. Grandpa says listening is a mark of wisdom and something children should learn. He says listening is especially useful when kids grow up and have children of their own. You're right, Melody. Exactly right. When Mother listened to a song when she was a girl, she thought the singer had to get up right then and sing the song, even if it was the middle of the night. I've thought about that, about using one's imagination. I agree with your thinking. I can imagine going inside of books, into the character's world, and imagine the character showing us around. Maybe we could be a part of their story. That would be exciting, wouldn't it? It would be fun, Charlie. What books would you like to visit if you could? Well, I suppose any of Grandpa's Some of the Right Books. What books would you like to visit, Melody? Well, my first choice would be the Chronicles of Narnia, I said firmly. I would love to talk to Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy and play chess with Reepicheep and meet Prince Caspian." "Yes, I can imagine that," said Charlie. "We could go into all 7 books. That would be cool." We looked at one another. Charlie and I were thinking exactly the same thing at exactly the same moment as we sat outside on the brick wall with the bow window just behind us, listening to everything we said. "Talking to Lucy would be fun, Charlie, but there are scary things in the Chronicles of Narnia. I like Lucy, but I definitely wouldn't want to meet the White Witch or any of her friends." "I know what you mean," Charlie said quietly. "I wouldn't want to go anywhere near Uncle Andrew, but I would like to talk to Diggory and Polly." "Oh my, yes," I answered. "I've always wished I could have been there the first day in Narnia with Diggory, Polly, and the cabbie, when Aslan began singing and Narnia came to life. I would have loved to have flown with Fledge on that first flight over Narnia and have a toffee off that first toffee tree." Charlie and I were once again thinking about the very same thing at the same time. After a long silence, Charlie finally spoke quietly. "I suppose we would be safe as long as Aslan was there. Everything works out when Aslan is around, but sometimes I wondered if I would really like to meet him. He's good. Good through and through, but he knows everything about everyone. Maybe he's too good. He knows what you're thinking. Do you believe he would be like our parents? I don't think I would want my parents or anyone to know everything I'm thinking. That would be spooky." I put my cup of hot chocolate on the brick wall, put my elbows on my knees and my chin in my hands. I was thinking about what Charlie said about Aslan and our parents. "I've thought a lot about Aslan, Charlie. You're right. Those books might be scary to go into. Aslan certainly knows what we're thinking, but I believe he understands us better than our parents understand us, better than we understand ourselves. He likes us. That's what I think. He likes us a lot and wants good things for us. You remember the stone table, don't you? Aslan would do anything for us." "I remember the stone table," Charlie answered. "Who could forget that?" "I think Aslan is better than our parents. That's what I think," I said. "I know what you mean, Melody. In the end, we could trust Aslan, and it wouldn't matter if he knows everything. If we went into Narnia, I don't think he would let anything bad happen to us, but perhaps we should go into safe books like Mary Poppins or Anne of Green Gables. Aslan's good, but I don't think he's what one would call safe. That's what I think." I took a sip of my hot chocolate and looked at Charlie. I was beginning to like him. I always feel smart when I'm around Charlie. He never makes me feel dumb or calls me by a nasty nickname. I like him. "I know what you mean, Charlie," I answered. "I don't want scary adventures. I want something safe, like Breakfast with Grandma in The Incredible Adventure of the 8 Cousins. That would be safe, wouldn't it?" "Well," Charlie said quietly, "it might be safe at the beginning, but I don't know about later on. J.B.'s a little wild, and that book is all about imagination, isn't it? If we stayed until the end of the book, we could go down the rainbow slide. That would be fun. Better than a roller coaster." I sipped my hot chocolate, set my cup on the brick wall, put my chin in my hands, and stared at Jack and Jill Fountain on the other side of the little road that doesn't go anywhere. I was thinking about what Charlie had said. "Charlie, I like your idea about safe books. We could meet Mary Poppins and stay a few days at number 10, number 17 Cherry Tree Lane, or maybe a week on Prince Edward Island at Green Gables. We could talk all night with Anne Shirley. We wouldn't get a wink of sleep. You would like Anne Shirley. I think we would both like her. I can imagine that, and those books would be safe." "Daddy read Treasure Island to me when I was little," Charlie said, "and I read it myself not long ago. Robert Louis Stevenson is a good writer. I would love to have an adventure like Jim Hawkins," Charlie added quickly. "Treasure Island would be a fun book to go inside. It's about pirates, buried treasure, sailing ships, and uncharted islands. What fun! But it's not a particularly safe book. Maybe we should go into Anne of Green Gables. That's about as safe as you could get." Charlie and I were thinking about the very same thing at the very same time as we sipped our hot chocolate. We were imagining meeting the characters we would find if we would go inside a book like Anne of Green Gables. It was then that it happened.